Maieutik. Serving human resources specialist since 1998. Maieutik psychosocial analysis, number 2, brain activation, first and second resources. Did you know that, in 2020, 46% of people cut the legs of the turkey before cooking it? Did you know that in 2016, it was also 46% of people who cut the legs off the turkey before cooking it? While in 1999, it was 27% of people who cut the legs off the turkey before cooking it. But where does this strange practice come from? An anecdote to better understand. It is the teenager who asks her mother why she cuts the legs off the turkey before cooking it. And the mother replied, "That's how I learned to do it. My mom always did it this way and all my sisters do it this way." Dissatisfied with her mother's answer, the teenager asks her grandmother the same question and her grandmother gives her the same answer her mother did. She decides to visit her great-grandmother to find a logical explanation for this practice. She asks the same question and the great-grandmother answers. "There were many of us around the table and there had to be food for everyone, so I chose the biggest turkey, but my oven was small and in order to put it in the oven, I had to cut off its legs and place them along its body." But for what reasons do people cut off the turkey's legs? Here are some of the reasons. By needing to belong, by needing to identify with a group, a cause, a party, even going so far as to wear the same cap, the same sweater, the same tie, which are symbols of belonging and identification. To look good in the eyes of others, to be in the good graces of their superiors, their colleagues. To be accepted, to receive the esteem, the valorization of their entourage. And to do so. What could be better than to propagate the theories, the ideas, the declarations, the assertions, true or false, of the leader, the president, the guru, the imam, the televangelist, without questioning them, without verifying their veracity, their logic, their foundations. And also, what is better than to criticize, denigrate the opponents, the enemies as the leader does? But also by fear. Fear of rejection if they do not conform to the practices and ideas accepted and promoted by and in their environment. Fear of displeasing, offending, irritating the other, especially if the other can stone them in the public square or on Twitter. Fear of alienating anyone who has power over others in the group. Fear of not being able to defend one's own point of view, one's own opinion with a flawless logical argument. Fear of being vulnerable, of being ridiculed. But who are these people who cut the turkey legs? As we saw in the previous presentation. In 2020, for 60% of respondents, their brains first activated the resources of their rational intelligence. For 31% of respondents, their brains first activated the resources of their logical intelligence. For 9% of respondents, their brains first activated the resources of their emotional intelligence. For 0.09% of respondents, their brains first activated the resources of their intuitive intelligence. These people who cut the legs off the turkey, what is the sequence of cerebral resources that their brains activate? A first sequence, rational intelligence plus emotional intelligence. In 2020, for the 60% of respondents whose brains first activated the resources of their rational intelligence, from this 60%, for 37% of the respondents, their brain also activated the resources of their emotional intelligence. So these people are looking to rely on what has been validated, on what has been proven, on what is agreed upon in their environment or in the environment they aspire to belong to. Identify with a group, an organization, a political party, a club, be a fan of an artist, a sports team. Adopt the values, beliefs, ways of doing things and behaviors that are common in their communities. These people are also inclined to react emotionally to the stimuli that come from their surroundings, and these are as well reactions of compassion, sadness, anger, hatred, etc. Seek the esteem, the valuation, the appreciation of those around them. Feel targeted and concerned by what others say. A second sequence, emotional intelligence plus rational intelligence. In 2020, for the 9% of respondents whose brains activated their emotional intelligence resources first. For the whole of this 9%, their brains also activated the resources of their rational intelligence. These people are therefore inclined to react emotionally to the stimuli that come from their surroundings, and these are as well reactions of compassion, sadness, anger, hatred, etc. Seek the esteem, the valuation, the appreciation of those around them. Feel targeted and concerned by what others say. These people also seek to rely on what has been validated, on what has been proven, on what is agreed upon in their environment or in the environment they aspire to belong to. Identify with a group, an organization, a political party, a club, be a fan of an artist, a sports team. Adopt the values, beliefs, ways of doing things and behaviors that are common in their communities. That 46% of respondents who cut turkey legs in 2020. It is composed of 37% who have a combination of rational intelligence plus emotional intelligence, and 9% who have a combination of emotional intelligence plus rational intelligence. In both cases, these people are inclined to submit to the demands, to the diktats of those around them, all the more so if it is people in authority, people in whom they trust, people who are well known in their environment, who issue these demands, these rules. They are inclined to function according to the book, without questioning its logic, relevance, veracity, to follow the party line. In short, these people are inclined to prove themselves obedient and to follow, like sheep, the directives of their leaders. But where do we find these people? Everywhere. In all social classes, at all levels of education, in all types of jobs, in private, public, and governmental organizations, in all sectors of activity. Take any group, board of directors, labor union, parliamentarians of the same political stripe, biker gang, or other, professional firms, etc., and there is a very high probability of finding plus or minus 44% of the members who cut the legs off the turkey before cooking it. And this since 2002. More in the next presentation.